So all of these tools together, from just understanding the distinction between form and function, meaning don't fixate too much on what it is, really focus on what it means to you and how it makes you feel, then to the meditation of connecting to those feelings in the more real, in your imaginative state, and just basking, just marinating, just learning what it's like to be connected to that future. And then finally, how to integrate that desire and how to live from it, how to be nourished by it moment to moment. And this is really where your values are front and center. Because the thing about emotion is that it can be generated. It doesn't need to be sparked by outside and physical reality. It can be generated. For me, one of my values is creativity, and just, you could probably feel that even saying it like creativity is coming from within and is lighting me up. And that's how you know it's your own value. So, as you're living, as you're operating, just notice, what place are you coming from? Are you coming from a conscious place, a deep place, a place that's actually nourishing you? Or are you coming from this sort of craving place, this sort of lack place, this sort of defeated or desperate place? And if you notice that, recognition is the first step to change. So if you recognize that you're hooked, try to understand a little bit more deeply what's going on. Oh yeah, I got scared, or I got angry, or I feel defeated, whatever it is. Dig in there, understand, feel it, forgive it, give yourself some love, just forgive, and then make a choice to get back on the horse. That's what we're talking about here, is to take more responsibility for your inner emotional state, because our emotional state is directly correlated to the amount of power we have in the moment. Not power in the sense of domination, but power in the sense of the ability and the willingness to respond. If you don't hold this sort of emotional dominion over yourself and you're having a high-stakes conversation, then you're going to get freaked out the second they say one word that doesn't sound like what you want to hear. There's another way of responding when times get tough, and that is to get back on the horse, remember your own values, and be nourished by that emotional connection inside. What you learn doing this work is it's not really about whether you manifest the thing. It's about who you are on the way there. And I find that when I'm being a good person, when I'm deep in alignment, good things just naturally happen. So this is a way to break down what's already happening in physical reality so that we can understand it better, and so that we can live healthier, more fun, and more successful lives. And remember, at this point, you're creating in the more real. If physical reality is an illusion, then you're experiencing a deeper part of yourself right now, and tuning in to where you want to take this physical reality. You're going to a place outside of space and time. It's a really beautiful practice, because what happens is that it starts kind of as a technician, like, ooh, okay, what are the steps? And then you become proficient, and then you become masterful, and then you become artistic with it. You make it your own. It's not just that you have it down, it's that you're doing your own thing with it. You're going beyond the map and making your own. And that spirit of individuality, of freedom, of inner authority and love is what I'm trying to convey. A really important note on avoiding spiritual bypass, because so many people take this manifestation stuff and say, good vibes only, I'm only wanting. No, it's that you don't want to blame people for the things that happen to them. You don't want to say, oh, you got sick? Well, get out of here. I don't want your sick energy around me. No, you're not separate from your friend in this case. So you break down metaphorically, okay, what is their illness? What do they mean to me? And what does that mean for the reality I'm creating or allowing right now? Can I forgive what I have in common with this situation and imagine that the situation gets better? Reality is quite pliable. Try to work with it from the inside. It's not about just cutting off all the painful parts in your life. That's called avoidance. That's called bypass. The question is more, how are you going to get more intimate with what reality gives you? The Buddhists have a term for this more awakened or non-separate or adult conception of desire. They call it karma mudra. And what that means basically is karma, cause and effect, not being punished, but just how does this physical reality work? What's the connection between the inner and the outer? And you have mudra, which means to bind, is the term used in yoga for hand gestures like this, right? It's like you're sitting in meditation. We've all seen that. And so what it is you're taking the inner and the outer and you're condensing them together. And when you get that circle, when you get that flow between inside and outside, the whole idea of good vibes only is a total lie, because good vibes start from inside. Really, it's about, do you have the emotional fortitude to use your vibe to elevate whatever reality gives you? It's not about blaming people. It's not about getting scared of the sick. It's about being a good person. It's about being your own person. And the proof is in the pudding, because if you're living this, you can see a situation change. You can see how your presence, how your compassion, how your insight and openness and imagination can elevate it beyond what it was before. I mean, sure, there are times when we need to draw a line in the sand, fierce compassion, say, no, this is a pattern, I'm not going to indulge it any further. But beyond speaking a hard truth or setting a boundary for yourself, there's really no need for that amount of separation. Really, if something's going haywire for someone you care about, look at what it means for you both. Get more intimate. Don't pretend that you're separate. See what it means for you and work with it. And that's a much healthier way of relating to desire, to external reality, and to the power that lives inside all of us. And so when you broaden in this way, you'll realize that you really want to take 100% responsibility for anything in physical reality. Not in the sense of like, I need to personally address it and like sign a petition and lead others, because you'll exhaust yourself. But simply to let yourself feel whatever it sparks in you, and then respond internally. Say, oh man, wow. To actually process yourself, not just be like, well, that sucks, but it's 3,000 miles away, so whatever. No. You want your whole spectrum of emotionality online to do this work. Because responsibility is just the ability to respond. And 100% responsibility means that you can respond to anything. And it doesn't mean that I take 100% responsibility and you take 0. It's that we both take 100% responsibility and we see where that gets us. Because that brings us into an adult position. When both people are saying, oh man, your shadows, my shadows, it's all in the mix right now. Let's get to the bottom of it. That's much more powerful. That's a much more fun way to live than playing the blame game. It's like, okay, that happened. Let's get to the root of it and let's imagine something better. Let's create something better and move on. So that's a wrap. Try these practices. Watch for the next few days after you do them and see if anything changes. And if it works, great. And if not, just get back on the horse and try again. You don't have to do it perfect the first time. You can never really do it perfect. You can just do it in a way that is exciting and nourishing and successful. So, if you benefit, if you enjoy, please like, share, comment, do all the YouTube stuff so that I know you're out there. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and you got this. You got this.